Hello and welcome to the Soul Commander channel. Today we're going to be looking at none other but a barbecue grill. That's right, a charcoal barbecue kettle or grill. And I'm going to pronounce this the Beau Jardin. It sounds pretty fancy, doesn't it? I think it's French, but I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm not French, so. But anyway, we're going to do an unboxing. You can purchase this at Amazon. It's going right now for about $46 if you're interested. Of course, those prices always change up or down, so be sure to check it out. I'll leave a link down below in the video description of this product, and you can check that out. But first of all, we're going to get started here and unbox this baby. And it was double boxed. I took the initiative to take it out of the other box that Amazon sent it in. So that was very nice that they did that. I'm very happy that they did that, double boxed it. So we're going to just cut this thing open. I've not opened it yet. And they have it taped up really well here. And we'll see what we got inside. And then we'll put it together too. How does that sound? Okay, well, first of all, I see some legs. We'll get those out of there. And there's the kettle. We'll pull that out of here. Oh, it's pretty heavy. I think everything's inside of it here too, all the hardware. Yep, it sure is. This does come with wheels. There's some more legs. And look at that, a rack. Wow, nice, nice. And some instructions, yay! I like instructions. Pretty nice. Easy to read. Like that already. So, that's the unboxing. You've got a number of different things in here. There's your grate for the bottom. Or there's the one for the bottom and one for the top. This is a charcoal grill. These are wheels, some plastic wheels. And we got some more. Ah, yes, this one comes with vents, so you can control it. And, you know, gas grills are nice, but it's always nice to cook with charcoal, too, because you get that nice flavor. These are your handles. And, of course, this is all wrapped up. So, you've got your... That's the lid, of course, and you've got your kettle there and stuff. So we'll be putting this together and see how this all goes. Okay, we are ready to assemble the lid with the handle and the lid hanger. And I just wanted to say, too, the instructions, they are awesome. Everything is in perfect English. You won't have any problems. The only problem you're going to find is if you do a parts list check like I did, you're going to wonder, uh-oh, there's some screws missing. They're not in the sack. Well, they are there. And the screws that you're going to find that you think are missing are actually in the bottom of the legs. They're already put in here. So don't freak out, you guys, and wonder, oh, where's my screws or the washers? If you're wondering where those 4 screws are at, they're already put in the bottom of the leg, so you'll have to unscrew those later on when we get ready to assemble those. But I just wanted to tell you that up front so you guys don't freak out. So what we're going to do now, we've already got our parts. Like I said, I went through everything and checked all the parts list, and they're all here, the screws, everything's here. So we're going to take the handle, we're going to take the screws, and we're going to start putting these things together. And like I said, follow the instructions. It's very simple, but you don't want to put the wrong screws and the wrong handles, because then you're going to come up short somewhere. So make sure you pay good attention to the description and the instructions. They've got great pictures in there, and you shouldn't have any problem. So the first thing we're going to do is put these screws through this handle. And like I said, we're going to be assembling the handle and the lid the actual hanger, the lid hanger. Because this does have a nice little lid hanger on it. You want to make sure these screws are way down in the handle here. Kind of pull on them a little bit. Get them down in there. And you're going to put those into the hole here in the top of the grill lid, like so. Kind of hold on to that. I'm going to flip this over. Now pay attention where this vent is, because we want to make sure the hanger is going away from that hole. So, and when I'm talking about hanger, I'm talking about this piece here. We want to make sure that this is going away from that. Okay, we don't want that to be in the way. So, hopefully you can see this. This just goes right down like that. We take our washers, put those over the top, like so. Whoop! Not like that. I'm all fingers today. Try this again. And these are really tiny nuts. These things are really tiny. And they go on there like so. Pretty simple. And they are metric. This is a number 7 that I'm going to be using. 7mm. So you're going to want to have the right proper tools, of course, so you can tighten this baby up. The screws are not turning. They kind of get buried in that plastic, so they do not turn. So you can tighten that up really nice. Okay, so that part's done. Now we're going to install the vent, which is simple. And again, I got the screws already. It's just a simple little screw here. We're just going to drop it down into there. Drop it through the hole. I'll flip this over and hold it at the same time. This is the same size nut. This time we do not use a washer. So I don't know if you can see this. Hopefully you can. No big deal. Nut goes on there. You don't want to over tighten this too much or you won't be able to open your vent. So just kind of snug it up there a little bit. Flip it back around here again. Give it a test. Oh, it works. Yay! So there's the first part done for the lid. We'll move on to the next part of the assembly of the grill. Okay, we're on to the next part, and in this part we're going to install the Bakelite handle, which is item 8, to the fire bowl or kettle, which is item number 7. That's this, of course, the handles, of course. And we're going to use 4 screws, which are item number C in the description. And these just thread right inside the plastic. So let's get right to that. There's holes here on the side, as you can see, and on the other side as well. And so that's where the handles are going to go. Very simple. You can't go wrong with this one. They might take a little bit to get started, but because they are going into plastic, there's no washers in this step, just the screws. And these are nice screws, so if you have a Phillips or a straight screwdriver, you can use either one. My choice is to use a Phillips, but you might like a straight, or maybe you don't have a straight and you only have a Phillips. Whatever works for you, right? So these just screw right into there. And we'll get this done relatively quickly. And then we'll do the other side. Pretty simple pimple. Get it tight. We'll flip it around here and grab the other handle. Do the same thing over here. Again, very simple. actually it's going into the plastic very easily. I see the plastic is threaded, so it's not cutting into the plastic or anything like that. It's going in really nice. So you can pretty much hand tighten these, save you a little bit of time, and then finish it up with the screwdriver. And I do want to mention, you know, some of these instructions may change over the course of the manufacturing of this product, so you know there might be some variations that you encounter too when you get this product. And there you go. That's it for that step. All right, we are ready for the next step in the installation. This is for the legs. And as I reminded you earlier in the video, you're going to find your other screws that you couldn't find maybe in your parts package. You're going to find them in the bottom of the legs, and I took most of them out here already except for this final one. I just wanted to show you that it is in the bottom there. And so yep, you'll find those there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to insert the leg holder, which is this item, and we're going to insert that into the bottom of the leg. Very simple. Just goes right onto the leg like that. And it's going to go on all the legs, actually. Just insert them on all of them. And you've got two long legs, and you've got two short legs. The short legs have this little apparatus on the bottom of it, and the long legs actually has a cap on the bottom of it. Now it's important to know that when you're assembling these, that you're going to assemble two of the long legs on one side of the handle, two of the short legs on the other side of the handle. It doesn't matter which handle you choose, but you just have to make sure you have two shorts on one side towards the handle, two shorts on the other side towards the other handle. And then you'll be good to go. And that's in bold print in the manual as well. So if you're wondering about the parts, this little leg holder is item number 9. The short legs are item number 12. The long legs are items number 11. And then, of course, the fire bowl is item number 7. That's this piece. And then you use the screws, which is item number D, along with the 4 washers, which is item number G. So I'm not going to install all 4 of these legs on camera just to save time, but I am going to do at least one of them for you, okay? So I'll pick out the short leg here. We're going to go ahead and install that. And I apologize for my little puppy here. He's playing with a toy, so that's the squeaking that you hear. Anyway, we're going to get the screw. We're going to drop it through. Again, remember, 2 shorts on one side of the handle. We're going to drop the screw there. So this is going to be our short leg side. And I found it relatively easy just to put the bolt in first, and then line it up with the bottom of the leg, hold the bolt or the screw, and then just start turning the leg to thread it in there. It goes really easy, and when you do it that way, and it is kind of awkward. It's probably better if you maybe had 2 people helping, you know, another person. But you can get it. I mean, it goes. Just takes a little bit of time. And just keep turning that leg while you're holding the bolt on the other side until it gets hand tight, like so. And you're going to want to leave this a little bit loose because this has an angle on it, and later in the installation I'll show you have to line that up. So you're not going to want this really tight on these short ones. You're going to want to leave it a little bit loose and then tighten it up later, okay? So that's basically all there is to it. You just continue on. You put the other short one over here and get your long ones on there, and then we move on to the next step. So I will stop the video momentarily and we'll show you the next step. Okay, for this next step, we're going to insert the wire rack, which is item number 15, and we're going to insert those into the legs. Now remember what I said before, do not tighten the legs up all the way because you're going to want a little slack in there so you can move them around. I'll show you here in a minute. And then we're going to insert the wheels, which is item number 14, with the white plastic washers, which is item number H, and we're going to secure those with the cap nuts. That is item I on the instruction sheet. So let's get started with that. We are working, of course, with the grill upside down at this point. I want you to take notice of these wire bends here in the rack because they're going to want to go towards the feet ends right through here. Okay, so there is holes here in the legs. You probably can't see them on the video, but there are holes in the legs, so you're going to want to turn these legs appropriately so the holes are more facing the inside of the grill in this direction. So you're going to take this, again, pointing towards the feet. You're going to insert it into the hole. Do the same thing on the other side, and you may have to turn the leg a little bit to get it to line up. Then you got the rack hanging down. You're going to want to make sure that these legs, they're bent. The end of these legs are bent, and you're going to want to make sure they're bent inward so that you can put those through the threaded part of the rack, because this is where your wheels are going to go. So again, you might have to adjust by turning these legs. That's why you leave them loose. You want to get them nice and straight in there. And so there you go, just like that. The next step is to grab a wheel with a white plastic washer. So we got the wheel here, white plastic washer. We're going to put the wheel on the end first. I'm going to turn this around so you can see a little bit better. I'll put the plastic washer on, and you're going to want to make sure that this is a lock nut. So you're going to want to make sure that the protruding head part of it is on the outside. The flat side goes towards the wheel. Okay? And you put that on just like that. And you're going to want to get a wrench and tighten that up. Of course, we'll do the other side same way. Grab the wheel, put it over the end, put on the white plastic washer, start threading the nut till you can't turn it anymore, and that's the lock part of it. That's when you need to get the wrench out and start tightening it up with the wrench. So that's the next part of the assembly, and so we'll get on to the next part in just a second. I did want to mention too that the lock nuts for the wheels, that is a 1/2 inch socket that you will need to install those with. So our next step now is going to be to install the ash leak, which is item number 10 in the instructions, and you're going to want to install that to the bottom of the fire bowl. Of course, that's what you're looking at right now, and you're going to use one screw, which is B, and one nut, which is F. So here are the items that we're going to be installing, and already you probably noticed something about this. It's not bent. The handle is not bent. So what I'm going to do is go to my vise, and I'm going to put it in my vise and give it a bend, because it's supposed to be bent, I should say, so that you can turn it. It's a little hard to turn when it's flat like that, so it's possible that they forgot to do that. I'm not sure what happened, but it's an easy fix. This is really thin metal. It's not anything that's going to be hard to do. You could probably even use a pliers and do it with that, or a vice grip. So I'm going to go ahead and use my vise downstairs, and should make a nice bend out of it. So I'm going to go do that, and we'll be right back and install it. Okay, so we got that done. As you can see, it's got a nice bend to it now. Didn't take but just, 5 seconds to do that. So sometimes things like that happen, but it's a real easy fix. So let's go ahead and install this. I'm just going to reach underneath here. I'm going to take the screw, and we're going to reach underneath here, slide it through the hole, put it on, take the nut, and tighten that up. Go ahead and take our 7mm socket, snug it up a little bit more, not too tight, but relatively tight. Give it a little test, and there we go. She works. You betcha. So we're done with that part. So at this point, folks, you want to make sure that you have all your screws tightened up. Tighten up your legs at this point if you haven't done so. Go inside the grill and give them a little tightening there and stuff, because of course we left them loose so we could assemble all the other parts. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just tightening them up here a little bit. So they're all tight. And the next part is the simplest part ever as far as installing the grill. It was all relatively simple, that's for sure. But now what we want to do is install the ashtray, which is item number 13. We just need to line the slots with the legs and rotate it to lock it in place. And that is the final assembly. If you don't get this right the first time, folks, just turn it. I know this is the correct way, but if you end up putting it on this way and it doesn't line up or something, just give it a turn. You know, whatever works. But as you can see, you just make sure that all is lined up with the legs. You lift it up a little bit, you turn it and drop it, and it just stays right in place. And you are finished. And here we go, folks. The final step. We're just going to take the charcoal grate, which is item 6, put it in the fire bowl, and then take the cooking grill, which is item number 5, and we are done. So here we go. First piece, nothing to it. These are very nice too, you know, handles. I like that. Handles on the grate, so you could lift it out if you want. Nice to have handles on there. Put that in there. There's your lid. And there is your grill. And yes, that little piece that we installed earlier, how does it work? Very simply, right on the handle. You just put it right on the side of the handle, and there you go. That is your grill. Pretty nice. Went together very, very nice. Didn't find any problems with anything as far as assembly is concerned, and the instructions are exceptionally great. Fantastic. Everything's very understandable, spelled correctly. It is perfect English, and I like that. And you can read the instructions. So there you go, folks. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up if you like the video. You can purchase the product at Amazon. Be sure to look at the link below in the video description and click on it. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Happy grilling. Put the hot dogs on, the T-bones, the sirloins, you name it, asparagus, anything you can think of. Put her on your grill, and happy cooking.